Did you know that adults over 60 lose about 1 to 2% of their leg muscle strength every single year if nothing changes? That sobering fact comes from long-term studies done at Tufts University, and it sets the stage for today's big truth. What you choose for breakfast or a mid-afternoon snack can either slow that loss or push it into overdrive. Many of us reach for a sweet, juicy piece of fruit believing it is nature's pure gift. Yet a handful of popular fruits carry hidden sugars and acids that quietly chip away at the very muscles we depend on to climb stairs, stand from a chair, or enjoy an evening walk. Picture your first steps each morning. Maybe your calves feel tight, your knees stiff, your thighs heavy like wet sandbags. Loved ones chalk it up to just getting older. But age is only part of the story. The more precise story is about tiny muscle fibers that need calm, steady fuel, and quick repair. When they drown in sudden sugar floods or bathe in an acidic bloodstream, they falter. They cramp, tear, and take longer to heal. Over months, those small setbacks add up to real weakness, and that weakness steals independence. Fruits enjoy a shining halo in health magazines. Doctors on television wave colorful fruit bowls as symbols of long life. Supermarket signs urge us to grab a fresh boost. Many times that message is right. Apples, berries, and citrus in moderation deliver fiber, vitamins, and hydration that older bodies crave. But not all fruit is friendly in unlimited doses, especially after 60. Some varieties hold very high fructose levels. Some pack natural acids so sharp they drain minerals from bone, and others collect pesticide residues or oxalates that spark joint inflammation. The damage may be slow and silent, yet it is real. Let's walk through how leg muscles stay strong in the first place. Each fiber inside a muscle is like a mini factory. It burns glucose for energy, it needs a constant trickle of oxygen-rich blood, and it relies on anti-inflammatory signals, so repairs happen fast after you rise from a chair or lift a grocery bag. Sugar surges upset that balance. When a rush of fructose hits the bloodstream, insulin must rise quickly to shove the sugar into cells. If insulin lags, sugar floats around longer, sticks to proteins, and inflames blood vessels. Meanwhile, excess acid from certain fruits forces the kidneys to pull calcium and magnesium, critical muscle minerals, out of bone to keep blood pH steady. That mineral loss weakens the skeleton that muscles anchor to, creating a 2-for-1 blow, weaker bones below and slower muscles above. By 60, the body's sugar-clearing system is not as sharp as it was at 20. Pancreatic cells tire. Muscles carry fewer sugar door proteins, so they open more slowly. High-sugar fruit eaten on an empty stomach pours fructose into a traffic jam. Some sugar slips into fat cells around the belly and thighs, fueling low-grade inflammation that often shows up first as puffy ankles or knees that feel hot to the touch after a long car ride. Over time, tiny blood vessels in the calves stiffen. Oxygen drops, and walking 2 blocks can feel like climbing a hill. A large 5-year project at the University of Sydney tracked 1,200 adults aged 65 and older. Volunteers kept detailed food diaries while researchers measured leg power with a simple chair rise test, how many times they could stand from a seat in 30 seconds. Seniors who ate more than 2 servings a day of high glycemic fruit, meaning fruit that spikes blood sugar fast, saw a 16% drop in chair rise numbers and reported 28% more knee and hip pain than peers who chose lower sugar options like berries and apples with skins. The take-home message, fruit choice, not just fruit amount, matters. So which fruits cause the most trouble? Fruit number 1, grapes. A single cup of seedless grapes sneaks in about 23 grams of sugar, almost 6 teaspoons, and very little fiber to slow the rush. Within half an hour, insulin must sprint to catch up. Blood sugar peaks crash down, leaving muscle cells dizzy and craving steady fuel. Inflammation markers such as C-reactive protein spike, and fluid can gather around knee joints. If you love grapes, treat them as a rare dessert. Enjoy half a cup, chew slowly, and pair them with a small handful of walnuts or a scoop of plain yogurt so protein and fat blunt the sugar slam. Fruit number 2, mangoes. Lush, buttery mangoes feel like tropical sunshine, but they strike with a double blow. High fructose and sorbitol, a natural sugar alcohol. Sorbitol ferments in the gut, causing gas and belly swelling, a problem many seniors notice after mango smoothies. A distended abdomen tilts posture, your spine rounds forward, load shifts to the thighs, and every step becomes less efficient. Plus, a medium mango can pack 45 grams of sugar, more than a can of cola. If the flavor calls your name, slice one mango thin, share it with 3 friends, or swap half the portion for blueberries dusted with cinnamon, which actually lowers blood sugar. Fruit number 3, pineapple. Tropical and tangy, pineapple is praised for vitamin C and bromelain, an enzyme that may calm swelling in tiny doses. Yet its acidic bite, pH as low as 3.2, can leach calcium from bone if kidneys struggle to neutralize acid loads, a common issue in older adults with mild kidney decline. Weak bones mean weak anchor points for the quads and hamstrings that power your steps. Mix in 16 grams of sugar per cup, and pineapple becomes a knee pain cocktail. Grilling a few rings can caramelize surface sugars and lower acid sting. Dice those rings into a big bowl of dark leafy greens and avocado to balance the hit. Fruit number 4, watermelon, the surprise culprit. Watermelon feels like flavored water, yet its glycemic load is sky high because most carbs arrive as fast-acting fructose. On a hot afternoon, it slides down so easily that 3 cups disappear in minutes, 45 grams of sugar before you wipe the juice off your chin. Blood sugar soars, insulin chases, and muscles ride a sugar coaster that leaves them limp an hour later. If you adore melon, enjoy one modest cup chilled after a workout, when muscle doors called GLUT4 swing wide to absorb sugar for repair instead of letting it roam free. At this halfway checkpoint, pause and remember, sugar is not evil. Even senior muscles need some glucose. The danger hides in dose, timing, and lost nutrients. A 25-year-old marathon runner burns through that watermelon load in a decade-old heartbeat. A 65-year-old who mostly gardens and strolls after dinner does not. Extra sugar lingers, feeds belly fat, and clogs capillaries that should deliver oxygen to calf muscles. Excess acid worsens the picture. Your kidneys work like tiny chemistry labs, balancing blood pH non-stop. When acid from food rises too high, think large pineapple cups or daily citrus juices, kidneys pull alkaline minerals from bone to buffer it. Calcium and magnesium drift out of femurs and tibias, thinning bone shafts. Muscles attach to those bones at tendons. As bone weakens, so does the leverage muscles need to power you uphill or keep you steady on uneven ground. Sugar and acid are not the only stealth saboteurs hiding in fruit bowls. Some fruits concentrate oxalates, crystal-forming compounds that can inflame joints. Others gather purines that raise uric acid, leading to gouty flares in toes and ankles. Conventionally grown fruit can carry thin films of pesticide residue that older livers and kidneys struggle to clear, adding another layer of metabolic stress. We will tackle 4 more examples of these threats in Part 2, along with a rescue plan of fruit swaps, timing tricks, and easy chair exercises that pump new life into tired legs without fancy gym gear. For now, wiggle your toes inside your slippers, roll your ankles in circles, and notice how a tiny movement flushes fresh blood down to your feet. That rush of warmth is proof that small actions matter. Food choices work the same way. A single swap, from a mango smoothie to a mixed berry yogurt cup, can drop your sugar load by 20 grams and cut an entire hour of post-meal joint stiffness. Multiply that swap by 7 days, and you remove almost half a pound of sugar stress from your bloodstream each week. Let's recap the blueprint you have so far. Muscles need slow, steady fuel, clean blood flow, mineral-rich bones, and a calm, low-inflammation setting. High sugar, high acid fruits attack every link in that chain. Grapes flood blood with fructose. Mangoes bloat the belly and twist posture. Pineapple leaches bone minerals. Watermelon rockets sugar skyward in seconds. By learning to see these fruits as occasional treats instead of daily staples, you reclaim control over leg strength. A practical next step is label reading. Nature does not print nutrition panels on fruit skins, so it helps to memorize a quick rule. Any fruit that tastes syrup sweet and drips juice likely carries more than 15 grams of sugar per cup. Pair those fruits with protein or fat to soften the blow, or limit portions to half a cup. Keep lower sugar, fiber-rich fruits, berries, kiwi, firm apples, as your everyday heroes. Hydration matters too. Sugar concentration in blood rises faster when you are even mildly dehydrated. Sip water or herbal tea before fruit, not after. Water in the stomach dilutes fruit sugars, slowing absorption. Add a squeeze of lemon. Yes, lemons are acidic, but consumed in such tiny amounts they alkalize in the body, to stimulate gentle bile flow that aids sugar handling. For now, close your eyes, take a deep breath, and feel gratitude for the legs that carried you through decades of adventures. They deserve gentle care, smart fuel, and a break from silent saboteurs wearing fruit costumes. Let us begin with fruit number 5, dried apricots. They look innocent, tiny, wrinkled suns promising iron, fiber, and convenience. Yet inside each chewy bite lurks a sugar concentration higher than many candy bars. Water has been removed, so natural sugars sit dense and ready to flood your blood. A single handful of 8 pieces delivers roughly 32 grams of sugar, about 8 teaspoons, before your brain even registers fullness. Commercial brands add another threat: sulfur dioxide, a preservative that locks in that bright orange color. Sulfites widen blood vessel walls and often trigger joint stiffness or a heavy leg sensation after a long grocery run, especially in older adults with slower circulation. If you love the tang of apricots, buy them fresh in season and store 2 small fruits in a reusable container beside a protein source, perhaps a boiled egg or a few almonds, to cushion the inevitable sugar lift. Fruit number 6, canned peaches in syrup sound harmless because fresh peaches, eaten out of hand, are moderate in sugar and rich in beta-carotene, a pigment that supports muscle repair and immune health. Trouble begins the moment cannery machinery dunks those tender halves into thick syrup. 2 peach halves slide from the can bathed in 21 grams of added sugar. That alone strains insulin response. But most metal cans also leach a trace chemical called BPA from their lining. BPA is an endocrine disruptor. It imitates estrogen, confuses hormonal signaling, and stretches the length of every blood sugar spike. The more time sugar spends swirling in blood, the more opportunity it has to inflame weight-bearing joints in the hip, knee, and ankle. Swap canned peaches in syrup for either fresh peaches, sliced and sprinkled with cinnamon, or peaches canned only in water. The flavor stays bright. Vitamins remain intact, yet extra sugar and BPA stay out of your body. Moving on to fruit number 7, lychees, a petite Asian delicacy often added to fruit salads or eaten straight from the shell like pearls. 10 lychees, a serving that barely fills a small teacup, hide 14 grams of sugar. Recent nursing home research in Guangdong, China, logged a 22% rise in nocturnal leg cramps among seniors who snacked on lychees 4 times per week. Scientists traced the pattern to a sharp insulin surge, followed by a rebound drop in blood sugar, called reactive hypoglycemia, that robs muscles of glucose while you sleep. Waking at 2 a.m. with calves locked in a spasm is miserable, and repeatedly losing sleep slows daytime healing even more. The remedy is simple. Treat lychees like candy. Cap your portion at 5 pieces and only enjoy them after a protein-rich meal so insulin stays steadier through the night. Last on the list, fruit number 8, overripe bananas. Earlier, we praised firm, slightly green bananas because their resistant starch slows digestion and feeds friendly gut bacteria that lower inflammation. Leave the same banana on the counter a few extra days. Watch brown freckles appear, and the starch transforms into simple sugar. In that state, a medium banana behaves like dessert, not breakfast. Muscle fibers quickly swallow the glucose they need, and the surplus remains in circulation, primed to turn into belly fat that drags on hip and knee joints. Instead of tossing brown bananas or spiking your blood sugar, peel and freeze them. Later, blend the frozen pieces with a handful of raw spinach and a splash of unsweetened almond milk to create a creamy, nice cream that keeps magnesium high and sugar impact low. With all 8 saboteurs revealed, many people worry that little is left to eat. Relax. The solution is not to shun fruit, but to choose wisely. Your muscles still crave vitamins, minerals, and phytonutrients from nature's sweet bounty. The key is what I call the 3S plan. Select, support, schedule. Select anti-inflammatory champions first. Berries, blue, black, straw, and rasp shine here. Their deep red-blue pigments, anthocyanins, mop up free radicals that form after activity and can worsen joint pain. Research in the Journal of Gerontology notes that 2/3 of a cup of mixed berries daily cut exercise-induced inflammation by roughly 25% in adults over 60. Tart cherries deserve special mention. Half a cup of tart cherry juice in the evening has been linked to fewer nighttime cramps and better sleep, thanks to natural melatonin. Next, support every fruit serving with protein or healthy fat. This pairing slows sugar entry into blood and brings repair materials directly to muscle fibers. Picture plain Greek yogurt, crowned with a 1/4 cup of berries and a teaspoon of ground flaxseed. The yogurt's protein stitches tiny muscle tears. Flaxseed's omega-3s cool inflammation. Berry antioxidants guard cell walls, all while sugar trickles in smoothly. If yogurt disagrees with you, reach for cottage cheese, unsweetened soy yogurt, or a palmful of walnuts. The rule is simple. Never let fruit travel alone. Third, schedule fruit for the golden hour, the 60-minute window after gentle resistance work, maybe 10 chair squats, 20 calf raises, or a swift 15-minute walk. In that window, transporter doors on muscle cells swing wide, eager to suck up glucose and store it as glycogen. When you eat fruit then, the sugar refuels movement instead of drifting toward belly fat or nighttime cramps. In contrast, a bowl of fruit while watching late-night television finds no active muscles waiting, so the liver converts much of the sugar into triglycerides that lodge in fat cells and gum up arteries. Daily movement itself need not be daunting. A 2-minute micro-routine practiced 3 times a day adds up to a 15-minute strength infusion without formal exercise. Start seated marches. Sit tall, lift one knee, then the other, pumping your arms lightly for 30 seconds. The move wakes hip flexors, lubricates knees, and pushes fresh blood toward the feet. Shift to heel raises behind a sturdy chair. Rise onto the balls of your feet. Pause. Lower slowly for 30 seconds. Calves act as a second heart, pumping blood back upstairs. Follow with mini squats, still holding the chair. Bend the knees slightly. Push hips back as though sitting on a tall stool, then stand. Quads fire, glutes activate. Cartilage gains nutrition through pressure and release. Finish with toe taps. Sit again, keep heels planted, tap toes rapidly for 30 seconds to drill shin muscles that lift your foot when you walk, reducing trip risk. End each micro session with a long drink of water to replace fluid lost through breathing and keep blood volume robust, so nutrients can ride easily to working tissue. Concerned about vitamin gaps if you ditch high-sugar fruits? Let numbers assure you. 1 cup of strawberries offers more vitamin C than an entire large mango, yet 1/3 the sugar load. Half an avocado, yes, botanically a fruit, delivers more potassium than a banana with nearly no sugar. 2 kiwi fruits beat dried apricots for usable iron because their vitamin C supercharges plant iron uptake. In other words, nutrient density and low sugar can coexist beautifully on the same plate. To translate theory into living habit, walk through a sample week. Breakfast could be creamy oatmeal simmered with cinnamon, topped with crushed walnuts and a handful of blueberries. Mid-morning, mash half an avocado onto whole grain toast, crack pepper over the top, and sip green tea. Lunch shines with a spinach salad scattered with tart cherries and strips of grilled chicken, dressed in olive oil and aged balsamic. Afternoon snack pairs, cottage cheese with diced kiwi and almonds for crunch. Dinner plates baked salmon, roasted sweet potato, and bright steamed broccoli, leaving fruit off the evening menu so sleep hormones flow undisturbed. Dessert twice a week can be that frozen banana spinach nice cream, finished with a light dusting of dark chocolate shavings for flavonoid bonus points. Notice how fruit becomes a colorful accent, not the bulking main act, slashing free sugar while lifting potassium, magnesium, folate, and antioxidants, each a friend to aging muscles. Sugar cravings still tap on the mind, and you can answer wisely. Brew a mug of cinnamon apple herbal tea with 0 added sugar, drop 2 frozen raspberries inside, and watch them quietly thaw. They tint the tea ruby red, lend a gentle scent, and deliver a tiny sweet reward at the final sip. The ritual calms nerves, hydrates tissue, and sneaks fruit antioxidants into the day without lighting up insulin alarms. Mindset glues these steps together. Change endures when it links to an image that stirs emotion. Picture yourself next month climbing temple stairs without gripping the rail, kneeling in the garden then rising fluidly, or chasing a grandchild across the park grass with laughter, not fear. Visual cues matter. Tape a snapshot of your grandchild, a pilgrimage site, or a future hiking trail onto the fridge door or pantry shelf. Each fruit swap shapes those moments before they arrive. Turn resolve into reality with a short action checklist on paper. Clear the pantry of canned peaches in syrup, dried apricots, large bags of seedless grapes, canned pineapple juice, and lychee syrup cups. Buy a family-size bag of frozen mixed berries and store it at eye level in the freezer. Keep 2 firm bananas on the counter. Peel and freeze any that turn brown. Schedule 3 daily 2-minute leg routines. After breakfast, after lunch, before dinner. Track free sugar grams with curiosity, aiming for 24 grams or fewer each day, about 6 teaspoons, including fruit sugar. Celebrate weekly wins out loud. Stairs climbed, minutes walked without stopping, reduced evening leg cramps. When setbacks happen, and they will, treat them like a pebble in a shoe. Pause, shake it out, and keep walking. No guilt, just adjustment. A quick note on hydration because older adults sometimes overlook it. Even mild dehydration thickens blood, forcing the heart to push harder and slowing nutrient delivery to muscles. Aim for 6 to 8 glasses of water daily, more in hot weather or after exercise. Flavor your water with mint leaves, cucumber slices, or a squeeze of lemon if plain water feels dull. Remember, thirst can masquerade as hunger. Sipping water before meals often trims unnecessary snacking. Let us also touch on safe storage. Many low-sugar fruits, berries, cherries, sliced kiwi, spoil fast. Washing them only when ready to eat and storing them in breathable containers lined with paper towels keeps mold at bay. Frozen fruit is a budget-friendly hero. It is picked at peak ripeness, flash frozen to lock nutrients, and can live months in your freezer, ready for smoothies, oatmeal, or yogurt toppers, without the worry of last-minute spoilage. Finally, you may wonder how quickly legs respond to these changes. In a small pilot study at the University of Florida, seniors who cut daily sugar intake by 50 grams and performed 15 minutes of chair-based strength moves for 8 weeks improved chair rise power by 12% and shaved 4 seconds off their timed up-and-go test. They also reported fewer nighttime cramps and less morning stiffness. Your personal timeline will vary, But most people feel lighter within 2 weeks and stronger on stairs within 6 to 8. Your legs have carried you through decades of stories. Sunlit walks, kitchen dances, pilgrimages, backyard games. They deserve the finest care you can give. By sidestepping 8 sneaky fruits and welcoming lower sugar, higher nutrient heroes, you gift those limbs calmer joints, steadier glucose, and renewed muscle fibers. The journey does not ask for perfection. It invites one smart choice layered onto the next. Have you already felt the difference after retiring one of these fruits? Share your story in the comments. Your win may spark hope for another viewer. If today's guide lit a fire to protect your legs, tap the subscribe button for weekly, senior-friendly tips on food, movement, and joyful aging. Strong legs build a free life, step by step, bite by bite. Until next time, stay steady, stay curious, and keep walking toward the adventures waiting just ahead.